All right, we are officially headed that direction. They're setting up the webinar for us and we're going live. And it's only a matter of seconds and we will be there. All right, we are officially live. So now I can jump back in here and let me kind of cover what we're going to do. Gosh, it's dark in this room. It's later on in the evening here, so it's a little bit darker and I definitely need to get more lights in this room. But this is my comfy chair right here. What we're going to do tonight is just go over some of the little things that you can do inside of Builderall to help you out. I've got a ton of tips and tricks, so I'm just going to kind of jump in here and show you some neat things that you can do. I think I want to show you some neat text things you can do, a couple of neat video things you can do, and then some neat things you can do to spruce up your website a little bit. So do you guys have any questions for me before I kind of get started and play in the system? No? I must have answered them all today earlier on the Sales Funnel Bootcamp. All right, guys, let's jump in and take a look. Give me just a second to get in here and we will get started. Let me share my screen. This is always the fun part. There we go. And all right, so we'll log into one of my accounts. And we'll move the faces out of the way. And there we go. We should be able to see my test account. And I'm going to go ahead and jump into the Pixel Perfect Builder. We're going to kind of play around in there for a little bit. And one of the things that I've done in the Pixel Perfect Builder, I'm going to give you a couple tips right now to get started. The first one is, have you guys ever had issues with support? And it's kind of a challenge sometimes to get video and images up to them so that they can see the images and they can see the video. If you've ever had that issue, or if you just want to track your issues so you know what you turned into support, what you have shown them, you can actually, one of the things that I've done is on every account, I have a support website. And all I've done is created an empty website and I've named it support, S-U-P-P-O-R-T, that simple. And if I've got something that I need to do some video, I need to take some pictures, and I need to set it up so that when I tell support all of the issues that I'm running into, I have it all documented together. I can actually either open up a ticket or open up a chat, and I can give them the link to that support page, and it will have everything that they need in there. And it will be a part of the ticket so that if they need to refer back to it, they can actually go back to it again and take a look again. So I use that actually quite frequently when I deal with support. It also keeps me on track with what issues I've reported, and I can take my own notes and put it in there too. So just a suggestion to create a support website and direct them support to that page if you run into any issues. A lot of times you can get help with people inside a Facebook group too. You'll have certified partners jump in, ambassadors jump in, super users jump in. And you can do the same thing. You can say, here's my support page if you want to take a look and see if it helps you help me with anything. So it's just a great way to keep track of your support stuff, and a great way for you to be able to add those videos and those audio, it's not audio, but videos and images so that you can keep those all in one place according to the issue. So that's one thing that's a tip. The second thing that's a tip is when you're working in the system, there's going to be a lot of times that you want to play with stuff, and you don't really want to do that on your live site, right? You're making this huge 65,000 page site and you don't want to create junk pages that you're going to have to remember later to go in and remove. So what you can do is you can create a completely separate website called Playground. And I encourage everyone to have a Playground website. And when you build that Playground website, that is your place to play. And you can test features, you can test doing things, connecting pages, how it works, connecting Mailing Boss, playing with scripts that you can add to your website, all kinds of neat stuff. This is your playground. So I suggest that you create a Playground website and just name it Playground. And then every time you need to go in there and do something, you can actually play with it and publish it so that you can actually access it from the internet. So you don't have to just use the preview button. You can actually go in and view it live. And then I'm going to jump in real quick and show you how you can set it up so that you can change the home page. Because a lot of you guys may not know how to change the home page when you're working in your website. So that's the first thing I'm going to show you today. So I'm going to jump into share my screen. And I'm going to go to my builders and my Pixel Perfect builder, and I'm going to go to my sites. And inside my sites, I'm going to go ahead and do a search. So up here in the top right-hand side, I'm going to click in the search bar, and it does a partial search. So if I type in the word play, it's going to actually look for all of my websites that have play in them, which I have 2. And I'm going to go into playground right here. And I'm just going to click the edit button. Now this one's already published. I already set it up so that it's active on the internet. So anytime I want to see the live version, all I have to do is click the name playground, and it will take me straight to this particular website. Another thing that I do to help myself to make it go a little faster so I don't have to keep going back here is I will go ahead and open it up just like this. So this is my live playground website, and right here is the link for it. And then right here is my bookmark toolbar. And I use this playground a lot. I test a lot. So I want to be sure to be able to get to it fast. So all I'm going to do is take this URL, and I'm going to click on that little lock thing, that little lock picture, and I'm going to click and drag it down to my bookmark toolbar. And I'm going to see a black line that appears. That means if I let go, it's going to drop it right there. So I'm going to go ahead and let go. And now I've got that link right there. So now anytime I want to go to this live site, all I have to do is click that, and it will take me straight there. And then all I have to do when I have anything to test and retest and look at any changes is click my refresh button. It refreshes, gets all the changes, and I can see what I'm doing really, really quickly. Okay, so the idea, let me explain it one more time so you got it, is right here is the link that I can click now that it's live on the internet. When I click that link, it opens up, and I've got the URL right here. Then all I do is click and drag that down and drop it onto my bookmark toolbar, and it drops it in there for me. So now anytime I want to get to test something, I can actually just click that button, and I'm right there being able to test that feature. So that's a great way to keep that up front and handy so that you can get to it quick. Okay, I'm going to go into edit now so I can go ahead and edit this website. So I'm going to click the edit button. And now it's opening up into my editor. And if you don't mind, while it's working hard doing that, I'm going to get a drink. Ooh, I got sprayed by my Coke. I must have shook it. Apparently, I needed a Coke facial. Perfect. All right, so now you see that what I've got is exactly what was appearing on that page, which is an opt-in form, this right here. And let's say that this page was chock full of stuff, that I'd created a little funnel, I was playing with stuff, and I don't want that to be the home page anymore. I just want a different page to be the home page. So I can go to this little page icon right here, go into this layout right here, and click the little arrow. And I can choose any one of these pages to be the new home page, or I can just add a page. So I'm just going to click add a page, and I'm going to click blank. We'll be creative and click blank. And I'm just going to call it new home page, and then click confirm. So now I've got a new home page, but it's not the home page yet, right? It's this one down here. What I'm going to do is click that gear right there that says configure. And when I click it, I've got some page settings right here. And all I do is click the little home icon right here. By clicking that home icon, I'm saying that this page is now the home page. So I'm going to click save. That's the little save at the top. Let me show you that again, just so you see that. So I'll go back into the page settings, and it is the home page. I need to make sure that I click save. That's what I call little save. And then once I do little save, I'm going to go back here and click the big save. And then I'll click save again. And now that page is actually our home page. And whenever we go straight to the website, it'll be the first page that shows. Let's test that theory out. We want to make sure that this works. So I'm going to go and add some text. And I'm going to say Shelly's new home page, just to make it interesting. We'll drag that up there. And again, we made a change, so we need to click save. And then save again. And now let's check out that website. So I'm going to go into another browser window. And there's my link right there. Remember, I added it to my bookmark toolbar. So I'm going to click it. And there it is. So that's how fast I can add a home page, which is a completely different page that shows compared to what was showing before. So now I can start again with what I want to do with my website in testing a feature or testing something in the system. If you can imagine, you guys, I run tests all the time, and I do little bitty funnels, little bitty checkouts. They may be 2 or 3 or 4 pages long, and I don't really need to access those pages again. But instead of wasting time deleting pages, and I mean, I could do that for sure. I could delete a layout, delete pages, but I might want them to go back and look at later. So I can just create a new blank page really fast, call it the new home page, and then go straight to that page, and it just kind of bypasses all those other pages that I made. Okay, so that's how you can kind of keep building in that playground. Again, you can delete anytime you want to, but I'm lazy. I just like to create a new page, call it the new home page, and start again. Okay, so that's one tip to get you started. Does anybody have questions about that? Gabriel?
Yes. How do you, so that's your playground. That's you're doing all the testing on anything that you want to test on your website, right?
Right.
But then you have your main website, your actual website. Now, how do you take the stuff that you just worked there and just upload it to your actual website, correct? Right?
You can actually do that. If you, most of the time when I'm testing, I'm doing a skeleton of a test. There's no content. I'm not making it pretty. I'm just testing. So most of the time I wouldn't create anything that I would want to move straight into the website and transfer it over. It would just be a test to see how something is working, to see if I really want to use that on my website. But let's say I did want to move it over. It was like, wow, this is good. I don't want to rebuild this again. I want to move it over. You can actually move a layout that you make. So if you've got a layout and those pages are inside that layout, you can actually add that layout to any website. I'm going to show you how you can do that, okay? Because I think...
In other words, you're not going to just go rebuild what you just did here. Oh, I got to do double the work and go do it there. My question is, can I just easily, fast, just move everything what I just worked out, I liked it, and just, boom, just move it over? And
yep, let's show how to do that. So I'm going to share my screen. And let's say that I built something in a different, I'm in the playground right now. Actually, let's just do it. Let's do it all together. So I'm going to do a new layout. So I'm going to add this new layout. And I'm going to just do a blank page and do like this. And we're going to call it Gabriel's layout. And then I'm going to do confirm. There it is. Now I'm going to add some text there. And we'll call this page is very special because of Gabriel. Just like that. All right, so now we've made this.
Good looking Becker.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm only joking. Sorry, go on. Sorry.
So let's say that we made this, Gabriel, and let's say that it's not just a page that says this page is very special, but it's a page with several other pages, and you're like, wow, I nailed it. This is great. This is exactly what I wanted. So I'm going to click save and save again. And now what I can do is I can actually go into another website and take this complete layout, which is right here, Gabriel's layout, and I can put it into another website. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So I'm just going to go into the playground number 4. And I'm going to go ahead and edit playground number 4. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to go into this page icon. And I'm going to click add layout. And we have general layouts that are the templates. But right here where it says my layouts, these are all the websites that I've created and the layouts that are in those websites. So right here, I have Gabriel's layout right there. So I can actually check mark that, and I can rename it if I want to, or I can keep the name, and then I click confirm. And now I've just added Gabriel's layout to that website. So now all the pages that I've created are there. It also brings in the headers and the footers that I created, and it's ready to go. If I want to keep them in that layout, I can. If I want to move the pages to a different layout, I can actually do that as well. All I do is click in there to the pages and then go into the page settings, and there's a neat button called transfer, and you can choose where you want to transfer that page once you get it into the website. So you can transfer the entire layout into the website and then start transferring the pages around. The one important thing to remember when you're transferring pages is that it's going to take on the header and footer that's inside that layout. So if you're in the Gabriel layout and you like the header and footer, and then you move it to a different layout, it may get a different header and footer because that new layout has a different header and footer. So that's probably the single most important thing to remember.
So are you building this? When you're building your playground, are you building it on a subdomain, or you're building it on a total different domain? And that's one question. And second part of the question is like, can I move it to a total different domain? Can I play with two different domains, or? Yes,
yeah, in fact, first question, I don't have a domain connected. It's got the slug URL.
Oh.
Right, so it's what you create when you do a website before you connect a domain.
Okay.
Okay.
So in other words, you don't have to nuke a site.
You don't have to. Yeah, you don't have to.
You can just take another one from way over. Like I'm debating it right now at the moment. This is a real eureka moment for me. I'm doing a new site, right? And I nearly have it ready to go on. And I was saying, what the heck do I do now? What do I do? And this is it. This is like, oh man, this is like manna from heaven.
Well, yay, that's good. Yeah. There's a couple options, David, because it is really hard when you're new. There's so many different templates, and you pull in the templates, and then you're bouncing around pages, and they've got features on the pages, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm confused. I need to start from scratch. What do I do with what I've made? There's several options. You can keep it as a playground and play with that template and the features that are in there. You can just maybe rename it something like capital JUNK, so you know that it's junk, and you don't have to worry about messing it up or anything like that. You can delete the whole website if you don't want a bunch of junk websites in your list. In my main account, I've got, oh gosh, I don't even know how many websites I've got in there, where I've pulled every single template in that I was working with to create sales funnels videos, and I put them all as originals so that I can make a copy and actually change the copies and keep the originals. So you can imagine the number of websites I have just doing that. And then don't even think about the times that I've pulled websites in to just test an idea. So that's where this playground idea came in, was I just had too many little test things going on. And even though I named them well, if you've got, 150 of them, you have to go through and go, what did I name that? How do I get to it? Is that a junk one, or do I need to keep it? Is there something important in there? So now I'm doing a lot better organizing using the playground, and being able to do things in the playground. And then when I'm done, I can delete like the layout and still keep that playground in there and be able to play with things.
Now, will it slow down if I kept, say I have a site done and I have loads of different layouts and I'm not using them, and still they're there, will that slow down the overall site?
I don't think so. I think you'll be fine. I've got a pretty big playground. I've got several big playgrounds in my big site, and I don't have a problem opening. The only time I've ever had a problem opening a site to edit was when I got this crazy idea that I was going to put all my training videos on one website. And not only was I going to do that, but they were all going to be the direct embed YouTube links. So each video is embedded. It has to go out, get the video, and bring it back in to be able to load the page. That was the stupidest thing I did. And that website, even though I'm cleaning it up now and making a lot nice and neater, the reality is it still loads slow. I've got about half the videos off and changed it to a button and then an action on the button to open the video. But it still loads slow because I've still got probably about 150, 200 videos that are pulled in when you load the website. So don't do that. Don't do that. That'll slow your website down. But every other website I've ever built has never been slow like that one was. And I've built some pretty big ones.
Like 20 or 30 videos, would that really slow it down again?
No, I don't think 20 or 30. When you do 400 like I did, yeah, but
Wow.
20 or 30, no.
Andre's
laughing. Andre knows I've got way more than 400 videos out there. That was the narrowed down list of videos, but I went after it, you guys. I was like, build it. It's going to be great. And really wasn't thinking about the fact that it was going to pull all those videos up and it has to go out, get them, pull them back. So I was putting like 20 videos on a page. And I realized quick that it just not a good idea. Not a good idea.
Wow, well done. Thank you.
Dominic, yeah.
Yeah, I got a quick question. I was actually working on this right before the training. I got a button. I got actually 2 buttons that are not appearing on the live site. In the back, where I'm building it, they're showing up perfectly. But when I go to the live site, they're just transparent. They're there. You hover over them and then you can see the lettering, but they're just like transparent. Have you ever ran into that?
I did run into a really weird issue the other day on my test account, and then when I did it on my real account, it was fine. But and we're still trying to figure out, the developers, why on earth it did that. But most of the time when something like that happens, it's an issue of layers, and you've got layers that are stacked on top of each other that one layer's in the way of the other.
Not the case. I checked.
In case you tried it. So
Yeah.
in that case, then I would definitely contact support and have them take a look at it. Because
I'm just going to bring in some images for right now, because I have another site where I have like 5 pages and like 15 buttons a page. It just never had this problem. And this page only has 2 buttons and you can't see either one of them.
Yeah, I understand, because I had like something real similar happen demo, right, on a live training. I was like, oh, and here's how you do this, and here's how you do that. And we went to the live, and instead of showing the button, it was just showing the letters.
Yeah, that's what I'm having.
And
That's
the letters
exactly
were,
what.
it was just plain text. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't colors. It wasn't anything. And then I had a box to cover it, and I had the box set so that it would disappear. It would fade out after 5 seconds. The box. The box was supposed to be covering up the button, but it was invisible on the live site. And then when you tried to click, even after 5 seconds, you couldn't click the button to be able to get to where it was supposed to go. So it was weird, because it happened just on that test website. It did not happen on my other live active site. So I don't know why. In fact, I'm in that test site now, so we could actually test it. So let's test this one.
Yeah, sorry, I have another one as well. I built a site. I have it basically, nearly finished, right? And when I go off to one of the pages and then decide to go back to the home page, it does not go back to the home page.
On your live site?
On the live site, yeah. I took it down yesterday because I saw, whoa, it's not going back to my home page when I click the home page button. And I was trying to figure it out. I took it off.
You'll just have to check that. Yeah, you'll just have to check that link and make sure that the menu, that item that you're using, is configured to go to the correct page.
On the menu.
Mm-hmm.
I'll check that. Yeah, I didn't do much about it. Yeah, I'll check that. Thanks so much.
That's the main issue, is check that menu button, because sometimes doing those menus can be tricky, and you think you're clicking one thing and you're actually clicking another one. So you think you're sending them to the home page, and you're sending them to page number 62. So it is important that you check all your menus when you set up a website.
No, it's a variation of the home page. It's not the full home page. It's like, it's as if it's missing the top end of it, and then the features is just showing the features on the home page. It's very, very strange.
That does sound strange. Yeah, check that menu.
Weird. I think I might do a video and send it to support and see what they say.
Good.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Check the menu first and make sure. And then when it goes back to that home page and gives you like a half a page, click refresh and see if that does it.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, and I did the C5, is it, or
yeah, Control and F5.
Control F5? Yeah, yeah, I did that and all, and it's still the same.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Sometimes it does wacky stuff.
I'll get it sorted. I'll get it sorted. Thanks. I'm sorry for.
No, that's okay. It just sounds like it might be a support issue that you need to kind of just send them some images or video or something and let them take a good look at it. Okay.
Will do. Thanks a million. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. On the issue that Dominic was talking about, I am in the test account right now. So let's just see if the developers have been able to go in and fix this. You want to see, Dominic? So let's go into share, and we'll go ahead and work on this page. Now we'll go on to the home page. So we'll go to default and to our home page. Oh, well, let me make sure here. See, home page. We'll make this one our home page. Oh, I'm in the wrong one. That's why. There we go. All right, now we're in the right one, and we'll go to the home page. Fabulous. Shelly's new home page. So what I had created in here before was a way to create a button. And sometimes you can have a video that you're showing and maybe a button, a buy now button or something like that, or a button to go to the next page. But you don't want that button to show right away. You don't want it to show until maybe 5 minutes into the video or 10 minutes into the video. And there's a way we can do that where we create the button and then we cover it up and it hides it until it's ready to show. So that's what I'm going to show you how to do. It's a really neat little feature, kind of tricky to do, but like tricky as in tricky cool. But I'm just going to go hit a button. And you guys that know me, you know which button I'm going to grab. It's the blue one with the rounded corners because that's just the way I am. And for this one, we're going to right click and we're going to go to action and we'll send it to a website address and we'll send it to builderallbootcamps.com. So http:// builderall. There we go. builderallbootcamps.com. And then we'll click OK. So now if the user clicked this button right now in the live site, they would actually go to builderallbootcamps.com. But we want to hide that. So in order to hide it, I'm just going to grab a fancy little box. So I'm going to go here and grab this box right here, just like this. And I'm going to cover that bad boy up. And then I'm going to make it the same color as everything else on the page. So I'm going to go to appearance and colors, and I'm going to grab white and OK and close. So now the button looks like it's gone. When I click outside of it, the button looks like it's gone, but it's not. It's actually just hidden behind this box, right? There it is right there. So now I got to figure out how to get rid of this box after a certain amount of time. So let's say I had a video I wanted you to watch. You had to watch the video for 10 minutes before the button appeared. And of course, I would explain that in the video, right? I would say, keep watching. And in just a few minutes, a button's going to appear and you can click to go to the next page, or you can click to purchase the product or something like that. Okay. So I'm going to right click the box and I'm going to go to this tool called animation. When I click that, there's a lot of choices I have on animation. If I click this, I've got, it can bounce in. And when I choose it, it actually gives an example of what it looks like. So I can do a rubber band. I can do swing. I can do bouncing. You can see there's a lot of neat stuff that I could do. But in this case, I want to scroll down until I find the fade exit right here, fading exits. And I'm going to make it fade out, which means it's going to disappear. So I'm going to click fade out. And then on when it should occur, I'm going to click this little down arrow and I'm going to choose the time counter. Now there's a couple of options. I can choose for it to fade out immediately when it appears on the page. I can choose it to fade out when the user clicks on it. I can choose to fade out when they mouse over it or the mouse leaves the element, or I can do the time counter. We're going to do time counter. And I'm going to do a countdown, but I could also choose to do evergreen. But I'm going to do a countdown, and I'm going to set it for 3 seconds because we're training here. We don't want to wait 10 minutes for this to go away. So I've chosen 3 seconds, and I'm going to click confirm. And now I've made some changes to this. So I'm going to go ahead and click save, and then save again because save is our friend. And now what I've done is I've set it up so that when the visitor comes to my website, they will not see that button for 3 seconds. And then that will fade out and I can actually click the button. So let's test it and see if it actually works. So I'm going to go to the live website. So I'll go over here and we'll click refresh and see if we got the new changes. And the changes happened. So there's the white box, at least the blue button's there. But it still didn't line up exactly right. But if you notice, the white box was there and it covered it partially. And then it went away after 3 seconds. So let's refresh again and see what happens. So there's the white box. It's not placed correctly, but it is there. And then the white box disappears and then we've got the button. So we have a issue where it's not lining up right. So we'll just make it bigger like that and see if that does it. We'll make it big like that and then save and save again. There we go. And now we'll check it again and see what that did. So we'll refresh. And now it's completely covered, which is great. And it should disappear after 3 seconds and my button should appear. Is it gonna go away? There it is. So even though we had to finagle the spacing of it a little bit because I think that there's something weird going on with this particular account, you can see that we were able to cover the button and then magically make that button appear. And now I can actually click on it and it should take me to the Builderall Bootcamp's webpage. So that's how you can create a button and hide the button and then have it show up at a very specific time. Dominic, I don't think that was exactly what the problem that you had, but it is still showing some glitches on my account. So I will definitely cut my piece out of this video that I'm doing tonight and send it to the developers so they can see what's going on, okay? All right, any questions about that? Because it's actually a really neat feature. You can imagine if you're doing a presentation on a product or something, you can really be talking up the product and not have that buy now button there until you're ready for them to click that button. So it's a really neat feature to use. I absolutely love it. And again, it should work fine on your account because I've got the same, I've got, 15 other accounts and the buttons are working fine. It's this one account, this one website that's actually having a problem. So you should be able to go in there and do it fine, except for Dominic, not Dominic.
They all work fine on the other side. I don't know
it's
why
weird,
on this side they don't want to show. I mean, they're there. You can even click them. You just can't see them. All you see is text.
Yeah, and mine was that's what mine was doing as well, Dominic, it was just instead of doing the round blue, it was just doing a black text like I had typed it in instead of made a button. Yeah, so it sounds like we both had the same issue. And I think they're actually still figuring out what was the cause of it. Okay.
Okay.
Any questions about that feature, you guys? Gabriel?
Yeah. Do we have an agenda tonight, or we can ask any questions?
You can ask any question. This is a free-for-all. Go for it. If I can answer that.
I don't want to get you off track, if you got an agenda.
That's okay.
Now, I've got a presentation, or how should I say, my funnel, the way I'm designing it. I got to take people through a process. So it's like a 3-4 step process. My question is this. And I involve this button, because I want to have this button appear after a certain amount of time after they watch a video. And then when they click that button, can I have people in the mailing boss, once I click that button and I go to the next step, tag them, and then take them from this list and put them into this list? Because I know that, hey, he's in step 2 and the other person is in step 3 and the other person in step 4. You know what I mean? So I can tag people and know exactly, and then speak directly, create an emailing campaign for these people. Hey, you're in step 2. Looks like you have not finished your step 2 or whatever, because he didn't go through the entire video to click the next button, which puts him in step 3. Make sense?
Right.
You get my point?
Well, let's see if we can do that. You guys want to test that theory? It's a really good theory.
I get the button. I get the whole thing, the covering the button. The only thing, once they click the button, now the button appeared. Now they got to go to step 2. So how do I get them? Can I take them from mailing boss? Because everybody's in my list here. And now everybody's supposed to watch this video. Now they got to click that button. As that button appears. If he clicked it, now I got to take him from this list and put them into a different list. And now I can speak with them directly, only these people that are here, because I know they completed step 1, now they're in step 2, and so
I'm
on.
not sure you can put them from one list to another. I'm very sure that you cannot do that. But tagging is a possibility. And tagging is where you can say, send this email out only to people that have this tag. So, so you can, they'll be a part of the same list, but if they've got a tag, they'll get that email. Okay?
Maybe I'm not, you know, pronouncing it, whatever.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
I'm not 100%, you know, scientifically.
No. That's no. You're doing.
I don't necessarily have to put them. As long as I know that, hey, all these people right here, I want to send a message to all these people, or have an automation message, better yet, and that message automatically only goes out to these people that are in step 2. And if they come back and they watch step 2, and now they click that and they go in step 3, now I gotta talk to them here. Make sense? I don't know if you get my point.
Yeah, I absolutely do. I believe that would take tagging. There's a couple of unknowns that I have right now, and that is, can we go from page to page to page to page to tag? And we do have that capability, because we have the ability, when a person lands on a page, you can tag them because they landed on that page. And you can tag them not because they clicked the button, but because they landed on the page. And you can say, I want to tag them when they've been on the page for 2 minutes, when they've been on the page for 5 minutes, if they've been on the page for 10 minutes. So we can tag them doing that. So what we need to do first is we need to actually grab them in Mailing Boss. So you need to do an opt-in form, and they need to connect to Mailing Boss and get confirmed. Those are the 2 big things that have to happen. They need to be added to Mailing Boss and confirmed as a subscriber. And once we do that, we can capture their information. And then when they go page to page, if we set up tags, we can actually add them, add a tag every time they land on a page. And that's actually done through some really neat Mailing Boss stuff through integration. So it's a little bit advanced, but it is fabulous.
So the only thing is, so the answer to my question would be that when you play around with that tag, you have to time the tag. So like you just said earlier, that I'm gonna tag everybody that stays on this page for 10 minutes or for 1 hour, if that my video is 1 hour. As long as they stay on the page for 1 hour, now they're being tagged. So now that, you know, if that's very simple. Just tag them, time the tag. If I'm pronouncing correctly, if I'm expressing.
Yep, you are actually. You're doing great. You're absolutely doing great. And that is another just really neat feature about Mailing Boss, is we can start tagging people, and then based on those tags, we can start sending out emails and sorting and sifting and separating our people based on those tags. So you can actually say, everybody that stayed on this page for an hour, and we're assuming that they stayed on the page for an hour watching the video, that everybody that stayed on that page for an hour, I want them to get this email.
Yeah, so it wouldn't be on that button, because ideally it would be, because now if that button appears at the video is 1 hour, and it would appear at minute 58. So just put them a couple minutes earlier, right? So now you know that they click that button. Now I know for sure, because that button wouldn't appear unless they sleep on the page for an hour, and at minute 58 the box disappear because they have the page still open. It will still pop up, but they got
right. Yes. So yes, tags are very, very powerful, and we can set them up. We just have to capture the information at the beginning of our website, so that when they're going through our website, we know who they are. And then when they land on the page, we can say, oh, look, Gabriel was on the page for an hour. He gets the tag.
Okay. So it can be done in Mailing Boss then, based on tagging.
Right.
All right. Great. Thank you.
Does that sound good? Yeah, it's a little bit advanced.
I know it is, but that's what I need, you know, so I need advanced stuff.
You can do it. You can absolutely do it. Yes. Mailing Boss is very, very powerful. I love it. Mailing Boss is my new buddy for sure.
So then I can have different tags because this is step 1 tag, step 2 is a different tag, step 3 is a different tag, because now we're not going to mess around with.
Right.
You know.
Let's say you want them to watch 3 videos on 3 different pages.
Right.
You can tag them after an hour, video 1, after an hour, video 2, after an hour, video 3. Each time they land on those pages, you can tag them based on the fact that they've stayed on that page for an hour.
Great. Thank you. Sounds
Yeah,
good.
you're welcome. It's cool stuff. What I've done with the tags has been really neat, and I've probably not tapped into a tenth of what it could actually do.
Great. Thank you. Very good job. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's jump in and take a look at our playground again. I want to show you a couple of neat things that you can do with videos, because this is another one of my favorite things to do is play with some of these tools and push them beyond what you thought they could do. So let's go ahead and go into our editor, and I'm going to go ahead and remove this box, and I'm going to pull the footer down a little bit to create some space. And have you guys ever wanted to, let me stop sharing and look at your eyeballs a second, share a video, but it may be an hour-long video, and you want to separate it out and say, okay, if you want to find out about this, you go to this timestamp. If you want to go to this, you go to this timestamp. If you want to go to this, you go to this timestamp. That way they can go straight to the timestamp that you want them to go to, instead of having to watch the entire video all the way through. I know that in the Certified Partner Training Program, where we go 2 and 3 hours, it's been really nice. We've had one of our people inside Certified Partners that actually does timestamps for the videos. So she does timestamps to tell you where everything is happening, so you can go straight to that timestamp instead of kind of going all the way through. And those people that are in Certified Partner Training, they are like, thank you, thank you, thank you. That's a huge deal. Because again, a 3-hour video, and all you need is a little 5-minute segment, but you have to watch and watch and watch to be able to find that segment. So timestamps are great. So I'm going to show you how to do a really neat, just a mini timestamp, not one like we would do with Certified Partners, but a mini timestamp of how to set that up for a video. And it's really a cool thing. So I'm going to share my screen. And the first thing I'm going to do is actually find a video that I like. So I'm just going to go to YouTube, and I'm going to do a search. And let's see, I love Ed Sheeran. Ed Sheeran. Hopefully I spelled that right. And so here's Ed Sheeran, and they've always got a list of like his best songs. So I'm going to go right here, and we'll see if it's actually Ed Sheeran. I don't know if that's it. It is. It's my favorite, one of my favorite singers. I'm going to be going to London in just about 10 days, and I'm expecting that I will see Ed Sheeran there. But anyway, there's a whole list of songs on this. And these songs, we could actually set it up so that I could go straight to my favorite songs if I wanted to. So all I'm going to do is actually start off by taking an image of this this little screenshot. So I'm going to go right here to my snippet tool, and I'm going to click new. And I'm going to take just an image of this right here, just like that. So there's my image. I'm going to right click it and save as, and I'm going to just save it to my computer. So I'll go to the training area, and we'll call this one Ed. And now click save. All right, so now I'm going to go back to my editor, and I'm just going to add a picture. So I'm going to go here to plus and image, and there's my image right there. And then I'll right click and change the image, and I'm going to find my picture of Ed. So I'm going to upload and training, and there's Ed right there. And we'll upload him. And then from there, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I've chosen him. The image is being compressed right now to make it smaller. And then once it's completely compressed, I'll just click on it to activate it, and then click confirm. And now I've got a great picture of Ed there. Love that picture. We'll make it a little bit bigger, just like this. And then I'm going to go ahead and click save, because I did a lot of changes and I want to make sure I don't lose them. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put an overlay over this picture so that I can put some text on it, and you can see the text. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go to plus, and I'm going to go to boxes, and I'm going to choose box. We're just going to put an overlay here, just like this. And then I'm going to pick a color. It's going to be like a dark blue color or something like that. So I'm going to go here, click, right click and go to appearance. I'm going to go to color. I'm going to pick background color and click right on that blue. And then I'm going to kind of test some colors out. Oh, that's fabulous right there. That's really good. But I can't see Ed. That's not good. So I'm going to go to more colors and I'm going to change the transparency a bit like this. So I can still see Ed, right? And I can still see the image, but I've got a little bit of a different color going on so that I can maybe put some text on there and I'll see that text really well. Okay, so I think I'm going to go with that. That looks like a pretty good one. So now all I'm going to do is add some text in there. So I'm just going to go to plus and text. And I guess right here, that looks like really good text. And I'm going to go ahead and click in there and I'm going to say Shelly's favorite number 1. Shelly's favorite number 2. And Shelly's favorite number 3. And we're going to go ahead and make it white so it stands out. So let's go ahead and choose white. This. Oh, that's fabulous. And we'll choose select it again and we'll bold it to make it really good. So we'll choose bold. Oh my gosh, that's fabulous. And then I'm going to put those enters back in since it made them disappear. There we go. And then I'm going to move this kind of over here so it kind of really stands out. Maybe just like that. Fabulous. All right, so now I've created the image. I've created the overlay. And I can even change this box, maybe make it smaller like this. So it doesn't take up the whole part. And maybe do it, oh, like that. Oh, there we go. That's even better. Right. All right, so now I've got all of this kind of worked out, figured out. It's working for me. I like it. So what I want to do is I want to create a link from this to go to one of Shelly's favorite songs here. So one of my favorite songs is actually the first one, Shape of You. That's definitely my favorite one, or one of my favorite ones. Another favorite one is Thinking Out Loud, and another one is Perfect. All three of those are just fabulous songs in my opinion. So all I'd need to do is find the timestamps of those. So let's do that. Let's find the timestamps. So I'm going to go to the very beginning. And I'm going to click play. And we'll see if it starts out. Yep, so that's Shape of You. So the timestamp of Shape of You is actually 00. So I will go ahead and open a notepad. And Shape of You is time 00. Fabulous. And then the next one, Thinking Out Loud. Let's see if we can find that one. We're close. Oh, there it is. Oh my gosh, I love that one. Okay, 4 minutes and 30 seconds. So that's Thinking Out Loud, 4 minutes and 30 seconds. And then the next one is Perfect. So we'll jump to that one. In your eyes, kiss me under the light. Agree. Close. Love in mysterious ways. Well, I'll just keep on making, beating hard. I found a girl. Oh, there it is. Okay, so that is 8 minutes and 13 seconds. So Perfect is 8 minutes and 13 seconds. All right, so now I have my timestamps that I need right there. So now what I need to do is actually jump into my HTML editor, and I'm going to create some pop-ups. I'm going to do this with pop-ups. So I have to create some new pop-ups. So I'm going to go to my gears. No, let me think of where it's at. right here and go to pop-ups. There we go. Okay, so all I did to find my pop-ups is go to plus and then click pop-up right here. And I've got several different pop-ups already. I'm going to go ahead and delete those to get them out of the way. I don't need them. And we'll create some new pop-ups. There we go. And there we go. All right, so I'm going to add a pop-up. And I'm just going to click a blank pop-up. That makes it really simple. And I'll click OK. Oops. I'm going to call this one perfect. And there's perfect right there. I can expand the pop-up a little bit, just like this. And now all I'm going to do is actually go plus and video. And when it adds the video, it adds it to the page. So I just have to click and drag it and drop it on top of the pop-up. Okay. And it tells me, hey, you made a big change. And I'll just say, okay, I got it. So there's my pop-up. There's my video. I'm going to go back over here to Ed Sheeran and copy the URL. And then pop back over here, right click, configure, and put that URL in there. And then here's the money shot, right? This is where I choose where it starts at. This is optional. You don't have to do this. But this is the pop-up that's going to show perfect. So I'm going to look on my little notepad, and perfect starts at 8 minutes and 13 seconds. So I think this is in seconds, the value's in seconds. So I need to do the math. So hold on, let me do the math. 8 minutes, so 8 times 60 plus 13. So 493 seconds. So 493 seconds. And then confirm. All right, so now that one's in there. So that pop-up's ready to go. And we can clean it up and make it perfect, right? We're not going to worry about making it perfect right now. We're just going to make sure that it works. So that one's ready to go. I'm going to do another pop-up. Whoops. Plus and pop-up. And all I'm going to do is duplicate this one. So I'm going to click duplicate. And I'm going to rename it. So I'm going to click edit. And this one is going to be named shape of you. Just like this. And confirm. Fabulous. And now this time, shape of you is actually at 0. So we'll just go ahead and let it start at 0. And remember, when I set this up and I go to the configure, I can end it as well. So if I want it to end at the end of shape of you, I can actually put an ending time as well. But I don't. I want it to keep going. So I'm going to put just 0, 0 there, and it will start at the very beginning and go all the way to the end. So I'm going to click confirm, and now that one's ready to go. And now I'm going to go ahead and do another one. The next one is plus and pop up, and I'll duplicate it again. And this time the name of it is Thinking Out Loud. So I will go to edit and rename it Thinking Out Loud. And then confirm. And then the timestamp on it was 4 minutes and 30 seconds. So I'm going to go ahead and change it to configure. And we'll do the math. So let's go ahead and do 4 times 60. Or sorry, 4 times 60 equals. Plus, what was it, 30 seconds? Yep. Plus 30, 270 seconds. So 270, and then confirm. And now all of them should play at the exact right time to start those particular songs. So actually, all I do now, this is so funny how easy this is. I just go to where this text is, and I'm going to highlight the text. And I'm going to go to this link right here. This is just a chain link, and I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to choose pop-up right here. So I choose pop-up. There's my list of pop-ups, and so that first one will say shape of you is my favorite, so we'll put that right there, and then click OK. And now that's actually going to link straight to that song. And then the second one I'm going to highlight, and I'm going to click the link. And I'm going to go to pop-up. And the next one, probably my second favorite, is Thinking Out Loud. So we'll click right there. And then right here, we'll highlight again. And we'll do the chain. And we'll do pop-up. And then the last one, of course, is perfect. And OK. And now we've actually made links for all those. So we'll click save. And save again. And let me hover over them in the preview to make sure that the hover is working. I'm not positive they're working. I don't know. We'll check the live version. So we'll save one more time. It doesn't look like it does the hover right. That's been an issue here lately. So we'll check the live version. So let's go to the live page. So we'll go over here and click layout. And there's our layout. And notice that when I hover, I've got the little underlines. Let me click on that. And there's our pop-up. And it started in where it was supposed to, right here. And it's actually at the end of the song. I didn't quite get the timing right. And then the next one, I click it. And this starts. There we go. And the next one. All right, so it all looks like it's working. I think that first one is the one that's off. So I'm going to go ahead and go back and we'll take a look at the pop-up because it looks like the pop-up isn't right. So that was going to the right place, wrong place, pop-up. And then it's shape of you. So I'll click on that one to get a look at it. And we'll right-click it and go to configure. And it's supposed to start at 0 time. The other thing I can do is set it to autoplay so that whatever time I set it to start at, it's going to start playing at that time automatically. So I click confirm, and then I'm going to click save, and save again. And now I can check it again. I'm going to go ahead and do a refresh, reload everything. And it's working on it. My computer is confused a little bit. We'll close that one out and start another one. So there we go. And let's check and see what that does. It takes a minute for it to load. There it is. And I don't think it's got the changes yet, so we'll refresh it. Let it reload again. There we go. Let's see what it does. And there, it didn't do autoplay. It didn't start at 0, so I'm not sure why it's not doing that. But anyway, the reality is these are all things that you can do. And it's a great way to set it up so that you can have a video and then have links to the timestamps inside the video so that they can go straight to that timestamp instead of having to go all the way through the video. So that's just a creative way to set up a timestamp to be able to get to your videos. Do you guys have any questions about that? I kind of went through it really fast. I know I blew through it.
I've had problems with that autoplay too. It doesn't work for me either. If you did a rap video and did the autoplay, do you think it would work then? Do you think maybe it's just because you're connected to YouTube?
It might. There's also issues with autoplay depending on what browser you're using. If you're on mobile, it will never autoplay. You can imagine if we had autoplay on videos on mobile, it would suck up your bandwidth, right? So mobile is kind of automatically disabled. And then honestly, there's more and more. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt you. I have heard the YouTube have disabled the function to autoplay, but I just found out a script to give a way to do that. I can post the script here for you.
Great, that would be great.
You can share it for all the guys, you know.
That would be great. Grab that script, you guys, But use with caution, right? Because if they've disabled autoplay and then they find out you've using the script to enable autoplay, there's a chance that you may get dinged by YouTube. Probably not.
I suggest you guys to create an account just to do this kind of stuff. Don't you really use your principal account to do that. Create one just to host the videos and the stuff you're going to use to do that. I think it's a better way to do it.
Yep, absolutely. I totally agree. Because you, like my YouTube account makes me a lot of money. I would not risk it by autoplaying off of my main YouTube account. I definitely would not risk it. Okay. Any questions about what I showed you how to do? That was kind of neat, wasn't it? To be able to create like a link to be able to get to timestamps. I love it. I absolutely love it. All right, let's jump in and do a couple more little things. I wanted to show you some neat stuff that you can do with text in case you haven't seen this yet. So let's remove Ed Sheeran, even though we all love him and we know we love him. Let's go ahead and go to plus. And I want to go to the text area because there's some really neat features down here. And I specifically want to show you the tag F name and the copy text. Both of these are relatively new features, and they're neat things that you can do inside your website to actually personalize your website. So before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and bye Ed. See you later, Ed. He'll be all right. So all I'm going to do right now is I'm going to capture some lead information. So I'm going to do an opt-in page. So I'm going to go to the plus box. I don't know what I'm going to do, actually. I'm so excited about what I'm doing. I can't think straight. So I'm going to go to the email marketing form. And I'm just going to grab this one right here. It's as good as any. And then I'm going to go ahead and just connect it to a mailing boss list. So I'm going to right click. I'm going to go to configure. And inside here, I've got several different lists. We'll just go to social media traffic freebie. That's as good as any. And I'm capturing their first name and their email. I've done a lot just by doing that. So I'm going to click save and then save again. And I'm hearing some noise, you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and mute if I can. Let's see. Here we go. All right, so if you guys don't mind, go ahead and mute for sure if possible, if you're doing some noise, because that actually takes the microphone away from me. So we've got this sign up form, and now what I want to do is create like a thank you page or maybe a sales page or somewhere I want to send them to that actually has their name on it. So I want to personalize that second page that they get to. So I'm just going to go to this page icon. And I'm going to go into the same layout, and I'm going to create a new page. And it's just going to be a blank page. And we're going to call it, just for giggles, we're going to call it second page. Because we don't care if it's a thank you page, if it's a sales page, we don't care. What we're looking at in this one is how to personalize it. So I'm going to click confirm. And now I've got the second page set up. And I'm going to go back to my home page. And I'm going to go ahead and configure this so that when they sign up, it's going to go to that second page. So I'm going to right click it and I'm going to go to change URL. And right here, I'm going to change it so that it goes to that second page. So I'm going to go here. We're going to say page. And then I'm going to click down and find second page and OK. And then here and return to previous menu and page and then go second page. And then I'm going to go ahead and click confirm. And now it's set up. So if they fill out this form, they're going to go to that second page. The next thing I need to do is I'm going to right click and I'm going to click capture F name. What that does is when it goes to the next page, it's going to pass that F name information. And the F name stands for first name. So now I'm going to be able to say, hello, Shelly, instead of hello, friend. It's going to be personalized based on what they put into this form. So I'm going to click capture F name. And then it says which field has the username. And I'm going to click F name right there and then click confirm. So I'm capturing it and it's going to be able to pass it to the next page. So I'm going to click save and then save again. because I don't want to lose these changes. Now I can go to the second page. So I'm going to go ahead and click my page icon, and I'm going to go into the layout, and I'm going to find that second page and click it. And now I can start editing that page. I can do whatever I want to it. So I'm going to go back to that magical text area. So I'm going to go to text and down here to tags. And I'm going to click tag fname. And it puts in some text for me, and it says, hello, tag fname, welcome. I can actually put whatever I want in there. If I right click it and I go to configure, I have the ability to make some changes. So I'm going to say, because I'm Shelly, howdy. And then it will say the person's name. And then it'll say comma, welcome. I can change that. And I can say comma. I can actually say, we are so excited to have you on the Tuesday night training. Perfect. And I can even change the color of the text, the style of the font size. I can change anything I want to on here. So I really like the color blue. So I think I'm going to change the color of the text to blue. There we go. And now I'm going to click save. And there we go. We have it. And I'm going to right click this, and I'm going to go to center element and center it on the page. And now I'm going to go ahead and save again. And I want you to notice a couple of things on here. The first thing is that if you notice my spacing, I've got howdy, exclamation, exclamation, and then the tag fname is like butted right up against that. So I think I'm going to go in and create a couple of spaces there to make it a little bit easier on the eyeballs. So after the exclamation points, I'll click space, space, and then save. And so that's created some space in there so it's not so crowded. And also remember that you can make this shorter and then put additional text elements underneath it. You don't have to have everything in one line. So it's all up to you how you want to do this. But again, we made the change, so we got to click save and then save again, because save is our friend for sure. So all of our changes have been made, and now we should actually be able to go in there and test this bad boy out. So I'm going to go to my layout, and I'll click refresh, and Ed's going to go away. And now we're going to have that form, that opt-in form that we filled out, and I'm just going to fill it out. So I'm going to go Shelly, and then I'll create a Shelly at TuesdayNightTraining.com. And then I'm going to click get your free stuff today. And I should actually go to the second page, and it says mailing box redirect is null. So we will try this again. So I'm going to go back to the editor and back to my form. And we'll go to configure. We've got it on that one, which is great. And then change URL. And let's try this again. We'll go to return to previous menu page and select and second page. And then page and select and second page and confirm. And now we've made those changes, so we'll click save and save again. There we go. And let's test it again. It's all about testing and seeing if it works. So we'll do Shelly and Shelly at TuesdayTest1.com and get your free stuff. And now it's actually taken the information and it's taken me to that second page. And I want you to notice it says, howdy, Shelly. And you see how it's got my name in there. So whatever name I put in as the first name would actually be right there in the information on the page. So it's actually a really neat way to personalize it and make your visitor feel really special because they've been called out by name. And then the other thing that we can do on this, and this is fabulous, is on that second page, I'm going to go to the second page again. So let me go to here and then down to here. We can also create a situation where they can copy text by adding that other text field. So I'm going to go to plus, and I'm going to go to text, and go all the way down to the bottom. And this is copy text. So I'm going to click on there, and it looks funky. It doesn't look like it's very special, but I can put anything in here, and the user will be able to copy what's in there. So I'm just going to right click on this and go to configure. And here's the text that can be copied. And I'm going to go ahead and just put a link to the Builderall bootcamps, right? So I'm going to go to Builderall bootcamps. Let me go right here. So Builderall bootcamps. And I'm going to click on that and copy the link. And then I go back into my editor and I'm just going to paste it right in there. So you can put anything in here. You can put text. So say you've got a pre-typed out headline that you want to share with somebody, or a pre-typed out paragraph that you want to share with somebody, or something like that. You can copy all that text in here, and then you can choose what you want the color of that text to be, the font style, the size, all of that you can change, and then you can click save. And I want you to notice that now that is actually listed in there, but it's also got those little double pages right there. This is so cool, because what's going to happen on the live page is I can click on those double pages and it duplicates whatever I put in this box. And now they've copied it to their clipboard and they can paste it anywhere they want to. So I'm going to go ahead and click save and then save again. And now that's saved. And let's go back to our page and fill it out again and see if we can get that copy. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to my home page and we'll fill this out again. So Tony at TuesdayNightTraining.com. And we'll get our free stuff. And here we go. Here's the copy button. And then howdy, Tony. So that's working. There's our copy button. I'm just going to click the little duplicate. It now gives me a check mark that it's copied. And if I go to new window and click in here and paste, it's going to paste it in there for me. And then I can just go straight to it. So again, this can be a link. It can be text. It can be anything you want it to be. That all they have to do is click that duplicate button and it's actually ready to go. So that's another couple of items that I wanted to show you. David, go ahead.
Can it be a video?
It can be a link to a video. It has to be text-based. Yeah.
I was thinking about that yesterday as well. Thanks. Brilliant. Excellent. Really cool.
It is actually really cool. It's a neat little feature that there's probably a lot of different uses for it. So instead of putting like highlighting text and having them click the text to go to the link, maybe you can have them copy the text and then copy and paste it somewhere. A really good thing would be like if you're teaching someone about headlines, and you can have a formula for the headline and say, you have text that says the first part of the headline, the second part of the headline, the third part of the headline. And you just tell them, just copy this text and put it into your website and then edit it how you want to with the information you want in your headline. So it'd be just a great way to make it really fast for them so they don't have to retype everything in. So that's just an idea of one of the things you can do with that feature. David? Just
an add-on to that. A bit of advice here, I suppose, really. I'm giving away a free video. Okay. Now, should I put that into a closed area or should I just send them the email with that link on it? Or send
honestly,
them to the area with that link on it?
It totally depends on how you want to do it.
Right.
You can put it on a wide open page that anybody can get to, which means that anybody can get to that video. But if you've got deep branding in there that has your name, your website, your everything, you may want them to steal it all day long because you're branded heavily on it.
I could do that, yeah, and let them steal away. Yeah,
let them steal.
That's like it's a free. It's off YouTube. It's
exactly.
You don't have to pay for it. Yeah,
if you want to protect it in a membership area, and you say the only way they can get it is if they have permission to get in there and get it, you can do that. Or you can actually set it up so that they get it by email. So you actually set it up as a link inside the email, and then you maybe have a thank you page. And when they click that link, it goes to that page, and they can actually get the video. So there's so many different ways to do it. It's just really up to you.
And you can do it both ways, maybe?
Both ways, yeah, absolutely.
Really yep. Double whammy. Why
totally
not? Yeah, grand job.
I think the challenge in that exercise, David, is how do you want to do it? And sometimes you don't know what you can't do, or you don't know what you can do. So it just takes playing with it a little bit. And you may say, oh, I want to deliver it this way. And then you find out something else cool that Builderall can do. And you're like, oh, wait, I want to deliver it that way now.
I want to get a jockey's whip and whip them into it. Yeah, that's what it's all about. Thanks a million.
You're very welcome. Any other questions, you guys? I think that's about all I wanted to show you today. Not anything earth-shattering, but just some little bitty tips and tricks that you can kind of play with the system. So you got any questions for me? All right, guys. Cristiano, you got a question?
Yeah, I just want to say something about, I think it was Gabriel was asking you. I was watching this before on YouTube. That's why I couldn't say anything in there.
Oh, yeah.
He was asking you about the possibility to change the lead from the list.
Mm-hmm.
There is a way to do that, right? By the tags. You can arrange that to do this on Builderall. You can just use the tags. After the lead hits some page or some link, you can change them from the list automatically. I think I'm going to do the tutorial on that. And
oh,
then
good, because I'm not sure even, I'd have to think about that a minute, because I don't think I've done that yet.
Yeah, that is possible to do. Yeah, I've done that before. Yeah.
Awesome. So
it's a very good feature. You can use
Mailing Boss is really, really powerful. The big challenge with Mailing Boss is that you have to dig in deep to be able to figure it out.
Yeah.
That's the big challenge. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Chip?
I have a Mailing Boss question.
Okay.
I don't have much street cred with Mailing Boss yet. I haven't used it much. I do have a couple of dozen people who've signed up on the marketplace to be affiliates for a couple of my products.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know whether they really exist or the best way to communicate with them. So I'm a little reluctant to manually confirm them and then send them all emails, lest I make things worse for all future mailings, or whether that's the only way there is to try to find out how to get in touch.
I think you'll be fine. I think you'll be absolutely fine. I would go ahead and manually confirm them and send them emails, and then you can see if they've went out or if there's been an error or something like that, and if they've been delivered. And the ones that aren't, then just delete them from the list.
Okay.
With 12, you should be able to knock that out real fast, real easy.
Add that category to the messaging.
I know. That's coming. I've hit the developers with it a couple times now, so hopefully that is coming really soon. But they are working on the affiliate platform, still getting some neat features in there for us.
Okay, thanks.
Sure. Anything else, you guys? All right. Well, I'm going to go and enjoy the rest of my Coke and relax and rest this little tooth of mine, because the nerves are going crazy. Shooting. It's so strange, you guys. They're shooting like up my face and then down into my neck. That nerve is just pinging, like ping, 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 ping. Yeah, it's driving me nuts. So I'm just going to go ahead. Tomorrow it's going to be pulled out. We'll actually do our, our Wednesday morning training is tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern time. And I'll do just basic training into the Builderall business group, I believe, and the Builderall business Facebook group. And then we'll do the boot camp at 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. And that'll be about an hour. And then I will hightail it over to the dentist and have my tooth pulled and rest the rest of the day.
I'm having flashbacks here, so I am. Oh, too many of them. Way too many of them.
And be watching, because I've got a round of videos coming out, some more training videos on how to use the Builderall Zap and how to use the new SMS tool so you can text message people. So those should be coming out. They're actually done. Just got to get them on the dashboard inside of Builderall, and they'll be ready for you guys to learn how to use those features. They are fabulous. You can use WhatsApp to actually message people. So when you get new people in your team, what I would do is actually encourage them to go into their profile and add their WhatsApp number so that you can message them to WhatsApp when they need any information from you, new training, new information, new training videos, new features, whatever you're letting your team know about. It won't cost you a dime to be able to send them the message through WhatsApp. It's fabulous. And then the SMS feature is fabulous because now you can text people, and that's going to cost you, of course. And for the US, the text messages are less than a penny a piece. And depending on where else you send the messages to, they can be quite expensive. So you want to make sure you're paying attention to that for sure. But it's not that expensive. It's not that bad. And it's a text message that goes right to the phone. So the biggest thing that you'll see in the training is I'll tell you to be careful with this superpower, because most of the time when people get a text message and it pops up, that's family or something important or a weather emergency or something like that. And if you're doing that to them 10 times a day, you're watering down the value of that particular service. So you want to use that superpower with great restraint to make sure that you don't get blocked. But anyway, those are coming up. That training is coming up, and hopefully it'll be there on the dashboard tomorrow. And if you guys don't have anything else, I will let you go. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening, and thank you very much for coming. And I'll see you hopefully in the morning for tomorrow morning's training. Bye, guys.
Good night,
My
everybody.
hat goes
Thank
to
you.
you, Shelly. My hat goes to you.
Bye, guys. Have a great one.
Take care. You too. Take care. Bye-bye.